this is day 6 already, which is incredible. So I've talked about my passions for people, animals, life, truth, and authenticity. And today, what I want to be talking about, is my passion for empowerment. Because I was trying to think of what else, and I was thinking like change and the opportunity for change, but ultimately it's the opportunity to empower and to become empowered. I feel so passionate about empowerment, and I hadn't realized until I started thinking about what I want to speak about today and just connecting to that, because I spent a long time in my life feeling completely disempowered, and the feelings that associated with that were like not feeling good enough, having minus figures of self-esteem, no self-confidence, no faith in myself or my own capacity to do just about anything, and that manifested as anxiety, depression, and eating disorder, just mental health challenges for quite some time. And I felt so helpless and I felt so hopeless, and my life reflected that. It was very small and very scared and very limited and restricted, and I just felt like there wasn't potential or possibility available to me. And when I started learning about myself and when I started actually getting empowered, and by doing that, it was connecting to myself, it was learning about myself, it was embodying who I really was and really living in alignment with who I really am, living in alignment with my values, with my passions, with my purpose, finding a sense of purpose, realizing that I'm here for a reason, realizing that there's more to life than just looking around trying to fit in or do what everyone else seems to be doing. There's so much more to life than that. When I realized that, when I connected to that, and when I built up the empowerment within me to create my life in a way that I would love living it, to create myself as who I truly am, who I thought I should be, not in some fucking box that I thought I should fit in, not minimizing myself or quieting myself down or keeping myself small and shy and staying away from saying anything. When I started to feel empowered, my whole life shifted, my whole life changed. I learned that I could put myself out here, I can start a business, I can finish things, I can get my coaching certificate. Like, I dropped out of college twice. I thought I was never going to finish anything. I was never going to do anything. I was going to be in a 9 to 5, just kind of waiting for Friday, and that would be the best thing about my life. Like, I didn't realize what was available to me, what was possible for me, until I started connecting to my own inner power, connecting to what was in me as a human, as a like what I would see as like this infinite being full of potential, full of so much to offer, to give, to experience, to become, to enjoy. Like, there's so much in each and every one of us, and we have no idea. So many of us have no idea how powerful we are, how much we have to offer, what we're actually here for, what we could create, what is available to us, what is actually just beyond our daily routine, what's beyond what we think is our life, what's beyond the kind of 9 to 5, the Monday to Friday, the day-to-day things that we're doing, with the boxes we're ticking, all of that stuff, what lies beyond that. And when we connect to our own inner empowerment, we get to see that. And I feel like this has been coming up as well, similar to the truth and authenticity. I feel like this year in particular has, it's nearly like awakening that collective shadow of how many of us feel disempowered, how many of us are looking outside of ourselves for, you can do this, you can do that, this is okay, this is not okay. We're looking outside of ourselves for information and for learning and for connection to what's within us, to our own health, to our own power, to our own sovereignty. We're looking outside of ourselves a lot of the time because we're not sure, we're not connected to these things. We don't realize that we have this intuitive power within us, that we have all of this potential within us, that we can heal, that we can heal ourselves in all capacities, that we have this potential to actually move beyond these narratives, that there is another story, that there is another way of looking at things, that there is another way for us to exist that is not so dependent on authoritative figures, or that is not so dependent on control and power and that from the outside, but actually it comes from within, where we get to choose, or we get to decide, where we get to cultivate and enjoy the freedom of owning our choices, of owning who we are, of owning our whole fucking lives, because they are ours. They belong to us. And I think that just like strikes me so strongly, where we are giving other people power over our lives, or we are giving away our power because we're not sure what to do, we haven't looked into it, we don't have the courage to actually discern different information, to find our own truth, to connect to our own authenticity, to recognize what makes sense, what does not make sense, what aligns to us, what does not align to us. We need to reconnect to that inner power and realize that it's okay for us to make decisions, it's safe for us to have an opinion, it's okay for us to choose to do something different, to stand out, to go our own way, to decide that this doesn't actually loosely fit in with what I think has to happen. This is not the only way. This is not the only route that we can take. There are alternatives. There are possibilities. There is potential. And this to me has just been illuminating so much more recently, and just noticing just interactions and observations and different people's reactions and things like that, where I think collectively we need to recognize how fucking powerful we are, each and every one of us, how much we have within us, how much we can actually bring to the fore when we let go of fears, when we let go of limitations, when we stop thinking that we don't know what we're doing, that we don't know how to live, that we don't know what to say or do, or that when we do, that it doesn't matter. It all matters. We're all purposeful. We all have so much within us. So thank you so much for listening. That was my passion about empowerment. I feel so strongly about it because, yeah, okay, I'll go a little bit longer. It's just like, it just strikes me like the difference in my life between feeling disempowered and feeling empowered is night and day. It's completely different. I had no idea how much I had within me. And if I could just encourage anybody to connect to that power that they have within, to realize the power that they have within, then I will be delighted. I feel like that's my purpose, is to help people awaken to the reality of who they are, of what they are, of how much they have within them. And if you're curious about that, if you're not sure how to begin that journey, do get in touch with me, because I obviously feel very strongly about it, and I know that it's available for each and every one of us. We can create our lives, we can own who we are, we can feel amazing about the person that we are in this life. So yeah, okay, I'll stop now. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you tomorrow for day 7 of 7.